Hello friends, welcome to KT Research Guidance Bureau. In previous session, I gave you the brief idea about the simple meaning of research methodology, objectives of research as well as criteria for good research. In this session, I am going to discuss types of research. First of all, one thing comes in your mind that why we have to learn types of research. When you plan your research work, first of all, you have to clear your objectives of the study and research design. That time you have to decide the type of your research work so that you can increase your understanding of your subject as well as can decide which sort of data is required and how much analysis is needed to justify your findings and conclusions for the selected subject. Moreover, as per the type of research, the user or the evaluator can understand how to evaluate your research work, how to justify your research work, and what he will get and expect from that research work. Let's try to understand with the simple example. If a singer before his presentation informs the audience that he is beginning with Yaman Raga, those among the individuals having knowledge of classical music will at once understand what to expect from the singer. Contrary to the announcement, if the singer begins with something other than the Yaman Raga or between the performance of his singing, if he deviates with the construction of the Yaman Raga, the knowledgeable audience can easily find out the error and will evaluate the singer accordingly. Same is the case for you. When you mention type of your research work, that time the reader or the user will expect something from your research work. And if after reading your research work, if they are not satisfied, they can evaluate accordingly. So, it is very useful to understand the type of research work. There are several types of research work. Among them, some types are more popular and useful. We are going to discuss only that types of research work. First of all, descriptive research, then analytical research, applied research, fundamental research, quantitative research, qualitative research, conceptual research, empirical research, and exploratory research. These are more useful and popular types of research. So, let's begin with descriptive research. Descriptive research title itself describes that what you have to do. The major purpose of descriptive research is to give description of the state of affairs as it exists at present. Means whatever may be the situation or the affair, you have to describe. So, obviously, in survey and fact finding inquiries, descriptive research is more useful. And moreover, keep in mind, in descriptive research, researcher has no control over variable. So, obviously, descriptive research uses description, classification, measurement and comparison to describe. Obviously, when you will find surveys, that time in that survey, first they collect the data. Obviously, that is in the form of description. It may be age, income, caste, creed, and then they classify the data. After classification, they measure, and after measurement, you can compare it, or you can take any of the decision. Now, why we use descriptive research work? There are some reasons. Some of them I would like to say you. In descriptive research, no need to design hypothesis. Why? Because descriptive research describes the affair. If you want to give some description and some concept, some hypothesis in your mind, then majority of the time you would like to justify your hypothesis and you may not be able to give the reality or the correct picture. So, no pre-specified hypothesis is needed. This is the first thing. And another main thing is, when you want to allocate the resources. Let's take one example. Suppose government wants to allocate the resources to the several departments. That time they use descriptive research. First they give one statement. In that statement, the head of the unit has to write down everything. Then he has to write down present situation. What is the gap? And government tries to fill that gap. Same way, companies. Big companies have several departments and resources are always limited. When company wants to allocate these limited resources to the various departments, that time they use descriptive research. Another main thing is, if you want to enter in a big area, or if you want to judge after this research what is the scope for further research, that time also you can use descriptive research. It gives you the guideline. Or many times what happens, many analytical research, they are based on descriptive research, because first fellow gave the description and on the basis of that description the person collected the data and he completed his research work. For that also you can use. And many times what happens, we know, we Indian people till date we have not that much courage. We are not ready to speak. We know that that person is wrong. He made a mistake, but we are not ready to speak. So, if the researcher is interested to find out facts, that time formal information people may not give, but he can find out informal information, and with the help of this informal information he can draw his findings and conclusions. So, it is better to get some idea about information and the situation, because informally also you can talk with the people and you can find out so many things. Now, this descriptive research is more useful in some of the area. Let's try to understand with 2-3 examples. Suppose you want to find out characteristic of certain group. In business research, this is more common. Many users, they like to buy the product from a specific store only. Why they visit that store only? For that, you can use descriptive research. Another one is, if you want to identify the population of people in a specified behavior, then also you can do descriptive research. Means why people behave in this way only. In social sciences, this is one of the main area. In that one also you can do your descriptive research. Then if company wants to launch a new product in the market. That time company has no idea whether this market is proper or not, or what is the future of this product for next 5 years. They can use descriptive research. And if you want to establish the relationship, or you want to find out association between two variables, that time also you can use descriptive research. Let's try to understand with the example. Suppose we know if income of the person increases, then obviously expenditure also increases. But how much portion of the income the person spends for the basic requirement? Then for the luxury, you can use descriptive research and you can draw better conclusion. This is the brief idea of descriptive research. Now let's try to understand analytical research. In analytical research, you have to find out facts or information which is already available. Means majority of the time analytical research is based on secondary data. Secondary data is already available and that you can use for that one. Another main thing is analytical research is very useful for the critical evaluation. Now let's try to understand with one example. Suppose you want to analyze the company, whether this company is financially sound or not. For that, what you have to do? You have to take last 5 years data. Balance sheet is available. On the basis of balance sheet, you can use ratio analysis technique, fund flow analysis technique, cash flow analysis techniques, and then you can compare whether gross profit of the company is increasing or not, net profit is increasing, dividend policy, and you can analyze the company. And if the company is unable to perform nicely, then you can find out another company also. Critically also you can analyze the situation, what is lacking in this company, why company is unable to get better results. For that critical evaluation, you can use analytical research. Then analytical research attempts to establish why it is that way and how it came to be. In this example, suppose profit is decreasing, then why it is decreasing, why it is so? For that you can use critical research. And the main difference between descriptive research and analytical research is this only. Descriptive research gives the description, and analytical research first of all collects the information, then analyze the information, and then they draw the findings and conclusion. So obviously, compared to descriptive research, analytical research is more authentic. You can justify your conclusions, and if anybody challenges you that how you can say like this, for that you have the data, you have the correct picture, and on that basis you draw the conclusion. So you can accept the challenge, and in support of your research work you can argue in that manner. So this is the simple idea and difference about descriptive studies and analytical studies. Another type of research is applied research. The aim of applied research is to find out a solution for immediate problem facing society or an industry or company or anything. So, in applied research, you want to find out applicable solution. Let's try to understand with simple example. Suppose in one company, workers are on strike since last 15 days and their main demand is to increase salary and wages. But company's fellows or board of directors are not ready for that one, because since last 5 years company is facing a loss, and if they accept this one, then obviously loss will increase and they may have to close the company. Many of the workers, they have this idea and they know that if company will close the business, they will lose their job, and if they will lose their job, then they have to face financial problems. So it is better with continue with the same salary or wages. But their union leader is not ready to compromise. Why? Because the competitor company gave some bribe to the union leader that continue this strike for more 15 days so that they can sell their product in the market. So both sides, workers as well as company side, they can appoint a person, a middleman. He can find out the fact, and on the basis of the fact, he can find out amicable solution, so that that solution may be accepted by all these stakeholders. So in applied research, you have to find out applicable solution of the immediate problem so that you can resolve the problem. Another one is fundamental research. In fundamental research, generally researcher wants to generalize a statement, or they want to formulate a theory or a concept. So in fundamental research, you have to study so many things because you want to generalize the situation. Haphazardly, you can't do this one. Let's try to understand with simple example. Suppose one of your foreign friend asks you that I want to invest my money either in India or in Pakistan. Now you suggest me which economy is better. That time India is our country, so you can't say that invest your money in India. No, you have to do fundamental analysis. Fundamental analysis having three components. One is economic analysis, second industry analysis, and third one is company analysis. Now you want to generalize a statement that compared to this economy is better. So you have to analyze the economy. If you want to analyze the economy, then first of all you have to check GDP, industrial growth rate, agriculture and monsoon, savings and investment pattern, government budget, inflation, interest rate, balance of payment, infrastructure, sentiment of the people, and then you can generalize one statement that compared to Pakistan, Indian economy is better for the investment. So now he is satisfied that he wants to invest his money in India. Now he raised another question, in which industry I can invest my money? So our total economy is divided into 23 to 26 industries. For industry analysis, mainly you have to consider first life cycle of the industry. In life cycle, first pioneer stage, rapid growth stage, maturity level or declining stage. If the industry is in first and second stage, then it is good. But if the industry is at a declining stage, then don't invest your money. Then second thing is structure and characteristics of the industry. In that one, you have to consider nature and prospect of demand, cost efficiency, other factors, and then profit potentiality. This way, analyze industries and then suggest that compared to this industry is best one, or what you can do, you can give the rank to the industry, first rank, second rank, third rank. Now industry analysis gives you which industry is better one, and afterwards you have to invest your money in a company. Then as per the industry, you have to select the companies. Suppose in your rank banking industry is first one, then in that industry nationalized banks are there, private sector banks are there, foreign banks are also there. Then analyze the bank. In TY BCom, with the help of ratio analysis, in MCom also, you analyze the industry, profit potentiality, liquidity, and then you can suggest. Means for generalization of the statement, you have to analyze the data. As per the analysis, you can generalize the statement or you can formulate the theory. Now, another type of research is quantitative research. Obviously, in quantitative research, you have to measure quantity. You can measure this quantity in amount also, rupees also, meter also, and in kilometer also. And if you are unable to measure, then you can't do quantitative research work. In our accountancy, majority of the research is quantitative research, because we can't take any decision haphazardly. We have to collect the data, we have to analyze, and after analysis, we have to draw conclusion, and on that one you can take the decision. So, quantitative research is useful and generally they are more authentic. Now, let us try to understand qualitative research. Qualitative research attempts to measure qualitative phenomena, and generally these qualities you can't measure. You can't say that this person is more honest than this person, because honesty may varies time to time and situation to situation. In one situation, person is honest, but in another situation, person may not be honest. But in social sciences and human resources department, they use qualitative research because they want to study the lifestyle of the people, their behavior pattern, their development. So, these type of studies are more useful to them. Now, let us try to understand the difference between quantitative research and qualitative research. In quantitative research, you have to measure quantity, while qualitative research, they generally try to measure qualitative phenomena, and that you can't measure. You can say more or less, but exactly suppose profit is 1 lakh, means 1 lakh only. Expenditure is 10,000, means 10,000 only. So, compared to qualitative research, quantitative research are more useful, but has its own value, because we are the human being and we are leading our life for the betterment. And if you want to check the development of the person qualities, then qualitative research is only the solution, and it will suggest you whether the quality of the life is increasing or reducing. So, it has its own value, but in accountancy we use quantitative research. Another research type is conceptual research. Conceptual research is more useful for the thinkers as well as philosophers. They read so many things. After reading and observing, they design their own concept, they design their own philosophy. Let's take one example: J. Krishnamurti, Lao Tzu, Tao, Gurdjieff, even Acharya Rajneesh. They develop their own theory. This is conceptual research. While in empirical research, generally researcher use observation method. In observation method, he applies his skill, experience. So, if a experienced hand observe the situation, then his observation is more powerful. But if the person having less experience or having no observation skill, that time he is unable to give the picture. This is one of the example of empirical research. Another one is exploratory research. Exploratory research is conducted into an issue or problem when there are few or no earlier study to refer. You are the first person. There is no earlier study or there is no secondary data, and you want to do that time, you can apply trial and error method. You have to design your study. You have to think which sort of data you required, how much analysis you have to do. So, exploratory research is explore the situation. Now, let us try to understand purpose of exploratory research. The main purpose is to identify the problem. If you want to identify the problem, exploratory research is more useful. Or you want to gain familiarity of the subject, then also you can do exploratory research. Or you want to identify new relevant alternatives, then also exploratory research is more useful. And when you want to formulate new alternative course of action, that time also exploratory research is more useful. Now, you think that what is the difference between descriptive research and exploratory research? Many times, many students, they always in a dilemma. So, let us try to understand with 2-3 particulars. First of all, overall design. So far as exploratory research is concerned, it is flexible because no literature is available. You are the first one. So, as per the situation, you can manage it. While descriptive research, they are very rigid. Second is sample design. So far as exploratory research is concerned, there is no probability sampling, while in descriptive studies, you can use probability sampling. Then comes to statistical design, same way, no pre-planned, and in descriptive studies, it is planned design, means you can establish because you know, and in exploratory research, you have no idea. So, this way you can distinguish exploratory research as well as descriptive research. So, today I gave you the brief idea about types of research. I hope you enjoy the session. Your suggestions are always welcome. Email ID and phone number are already I mentioned in my site. So please you go and please give me your suggestions. Thank you very much.